How do different strains of yeast affect fermentation and ultimately flavor?
The different strains affect it vastly, and the flavors are it's a very wide variation. So the largest effect is you see during the fermentation, but it's the lasting effects that we really care about, especially those of us who are going to drink the wine later. Some yeasts tend to produce round type compounds, polysaccharides, and things that tend to either complex with and hide but hold some of the angular compounds and other flavor and aroma compounds. Some of them, their most important thing is what they give back to the wine after they're done living, and they're just sitting there moldering on the bottom of the barrel and leaking out things back into the wine that again react with other things and either bond or just kind of huddle with them for the rest of the wine's life, hopefully. So it's a very wide variation. I think that the dominant yeast strains or strain, probably strains plural, affect the wine quite a bit, and I think a lot of that indicates house style. So whatever you happen to have in your winery, or what if you're adding yeast, what yeast strains one chooses to attempt to have dominate fermentations. There have been studies done where they've done some genetic tracking, or at least looking at markers to see what yeast strains tend to dominate fermentations in the same cellar, either with inoculated or uninoculated houses. And it's interesting that we think we have a lot of control, and we don't really have as much control as we think we do. That certain other house strains can take over, and not every single vintage. That some vintages, different strains will take over. But the way I look at it, I like to see a lot of complexity. I like to see other genera of yeast than just Saccharomyces get growing early on, to add their little bit of help to just the whole interest of the wine. But I would like to see wines go bone dry, at least in my cellar, so that any filtration or other things like that is essentially unnecessary.